It's Felicia here.
It's Tanisha, y'all.
Let's start off with suffragists. Elizabeth Stanton and Susan B. Anthony, suffragists of the century, formed the National Women's Suffrage Association, passed an amendment to end the damnation. Julie Ward and Lucy Stonewall on their own trying to get states to let women vote. They didn't take no joke.
As Paula was a Quaker, made peaceful protest because she had no hater, formed the National Women's Party because she felt sorry. Carrie Chapman Cat made the last push like a bobcat, got the National Amendment passed like a radio broadcast.
Now for health and safety codes. Lochner versus New York is about beggars working 10 hours. He reached out with his helpers because he didn't like their cries, so he helped them bake their pie. Mueller versus Oregon was about women working in Oregon, Long Beach where they worked. They got their rights and they were purged. How about the anti-lynchers? W.E.B. Du Bois demanded rights for African Americans. He didn't like no wet arrogance. He fought for the voting rights and anti-lynching and racial discrimination. Met at Niagara Falls and brought it up to everyone's attention.
Mary White Ovington was a settlement house worker, studied African Americans in New York like delusional disorder. Booker T. Washington was a professor who taught about African Americans' economic goals at the Atlantic Conference like a data processor.
Ida B. Wells and Lincoln Steffens joined in the calling for a change. Held a conference in Springfield and formed the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People as a Range. Sigmund Livingston formed the Anti-Defamation League to combat stereotypes and discrimination because there was no time for fatigue. How about child labor? John Spargo didn't like children in work. Kids were getting hurt and the bosses just smirked. Bent backs and crippled hands. They weren't allowed to play with their toys. The goal of his book was to expose the breaker boys.
Frances Willis was a part of the prohibition. Removing sale and transportation of alcohol was her ambition. She didn't like manufacturing of alcohol either. All she wanted to get rid of alcohol. She wasn't going to settle for one or the other. Taylor was for child labour and women's rights. She wasn't someone to back down from fights. Muller versus Oregon was something that she contributed to. 14 and younger could no longer work. I'd say she got more than a few.
Woodrow Wilson was a trustbuster as well. He just wanted things to be swell. Reformed banks, tariffs, and antitrust. He made sure businesses went bust. Pinchot was influential to the conservation movement. America wasn't good at protecting the natural resources, so it was time to make an improvement. He controlled lumbering on federal lands. The laissez-faire was turned down and it was time to make a stand.
John Mayer lobbied for the creation of Yosemite Park. All he wanted to do was to save the bird. Believed in preserving the wilderness. Hard work and dedication. He was vigorous. Eugene V. Debs, former leader of the American Railway Union. Most Americans and progressives didn't come to her conclusion. They believed in superiority of the American system of free enterprise, but winning nearly 1 million votes made Debs very wise.
Taft won the election of 1908. He opened up a successful gate, easily secured the Republican nomination. Bryan lost for the third time. Taft was on the road to domination. Steffens reported on political machines being run by the government didn't meet his means. Taylor was all about scientific management. His efficiency showed that he was no advocate. Russell wanted to expose the unfair practices of large corporations. Tarbell was the same kind of relation. She also was against Standard Oil.
Robert M. La Follette was known as Fighting Bob. Democratic reforms were a big part of his job. We have direct primary initiative, referendum, and recall. Lived in Wisconsin even when he was small. Jacob Reese published photographs to show the poor. If people didn't appreciate his work, he showed them the door. He raised awareness for these problems, stimulating cultural reform. Capture that disease and crime that came in like a storm.
Who formed the Women's Wage Earners Association? Oh yeah, it was Mary Church Terrell. Into sexist and racial discrimination, she put a quell. Jane Addams set up settlement houses in Chicago, like Hull House, she had a nice flow. Who are the progressives? Mostly educated women who lived in urban areas. Pure Food and Drug Act labeled things so you weren't getting unwanted materials. What amendment gave us the election of senators? The 17th. The amendment that gave us income tax, it was the 16th.
The Children's Bureau investigated child labor, and Taft was Roosevelt's vice president and secretary of state because he was his neighbor. The 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. The Underwood Tariff Act lowered tariffs and levied the first federal income tax. Wilson said, and I quote, "The Meat Inspection Act regulated meat products. Clayton Antitrust outlawed price discrimination, so it wasn't all just for profit." Taft was a bigger conservationist and he busted more trust than Teddy did. Teddy Roosevelt busted J.P. Morgan and Northern Securities versus the United States with the Sherman Antitrust Act to prove he wasn't no kid.
Taft didn't broadcast because he was quiet and reserved, but Roosevelt was a center of attention, a bragger, a man of action, and absurd. Interstate Commerce Commission regulated railroads. The Federal Trade Commission monitored American businesses like they would explode. Council manager, commission form, mayor, council, and the three municipal government forms. Senators being elected by state legislators had become the norm. Triangle Teacher Company fired. The 150 women died inside. Roosevelt's progressive movement was about governmental balance and public interest in keeping its pride.
Direct primaries where party members could vote for a candidate to run in the general election. Initiatives permit citizens to introduce a legislation and require the legislature to vote on that legislation. Referendum allowed citizens to vote on proposed laws directly without going to the legislature. Recall provided voters an option to demand a special election to remove an elected official from office before his or her term will expire.
Progressivism was a reaction to laissez-faire economics because the argument about national parks were like the commons.
Word!